anymore. I don't even know. I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't even know.
AEW effect is absolutely real, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, man! WWE forcing a title change off of somebody that shouldn't have lost said championship because of their own creative failures. Big E cashes in his Money in the Bank contract, defeats Bobby Lashley, and is the new WWE champion. Though I am happy for Big E, I have to explain why this is wrong for all the wrong reasons. Also, we're going to talk about the new relaunch for NXT tomorrow and Samoa Joe vacating the NXT championship. Coincidentally, I'm sure. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be one action-packed post-show. And we already got 2,000 in the venue, and I haven't even started yet, man. This is the only post-show you need in the IWC. This is Off the Script.
Foliage? Is this what you want, Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, the hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for September 13th, 2021. I am your host, JD from New York, and this is the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me. We got almost 2,000 already in here, and we are just getting started. Monday Night Raw tonight, man. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I know a lot of people will be in here to hear my thoughts about this. We're going to break down the entire show. We're going to talk about the news that broke over the weekend in regards to Samoa Joe. It's going to be a big week in professional wrestling, as it has been, and I'm very grateful for that, and I'm grateful that you guys choose me, number one, to hear all this late-breaking shit happening in the world of professional wrestling. Tonight, we have Big E winning the WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley after WWE had already advertised a tag team championship match between RK Bro and Bobby Lashley with MVP as his tag team partner after we won a gauntlet match, or they won a gauntlet match. We saw and wasted 3 hours of our life watching a gauntlet match last week on Raw, only for that winner to not get a tag team title shot the next week as advertised. WWE sped up the Randy Orton and Bobby Lashley Extreme Rules WWE Championship match to tonight. Now, why did they do that? Why did WWE fast track an Extreme Rules pay-per-view main event to Monday Night Raw with 2 weeks to go till the pay-per-view? Some of you in the community have already stated that WWE is trying to combat Monday Night Football. WWE is not trying to combat Monday Night Football. I'm sorry. If you think WWE stands a chance against Monday Night Football, you may be as dumb as I think you are. WWE did not forget Monday Night Football was on. WWE did not develop amnesia. Maybe they did. They developed amnesia with everything else on their fucking show anyway. So WWE, bottom line, did not forget about Monday Night Football. That date was circled in Titan Tower for months. WWE did not randomly change their Extreme Rules pay-per-view main event to Monday Night Raw for Monday Night Football. They realized Monday Night Raw was beaten by All Elite Wrestling in the prestigious 18 to 49 demographic. That's why they did what they did tonight in advertising Randy Orton and Bobby Lashley. If you think that is not the case, I don't know where you've been the last 2 years. Every time WWE does something like this, it is because of AEW. They could tell you that their competition is MLB. They could tell you that their competition is the NBA. They could tell you that their competition is fucking track and field. They could tell you that their competition is SpongeBob on Nickelodeon. They could tell you their competition is sleep, which most of us want to do at 9 o'clock watching this fucking horrendous program. Every time the AEW excuse comes up, they tell you it's not, and it's everything else. Motherfucker, it absolutely has everything to do with AEW. You don't think WWE is just going to randomly and blatantly tell, yeah, AEW beat us, man. We're in the spirit of competition. We're going to do something for our fans. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break with you feeble-minded idiots. Really. It has everything to do with the AEW 18 to 49 demographic. And man, oh man, how great it is to see AEW that's, what are they, 2 years old? Come October? 2 years old. And they are already beating an established brand in WWE in the 18 to 49 demographic with Monday Night Raw coming up on what, year 29, 30 years that this show's been on national television? Yeah, I'm sure that has nothing to do with it. So they changed their creative plans because, oh my God, the geek himself, the mark himself, Tony Khan, is now the puppet master. Nice to know. I want to get this out of the bag right now because I know people will be clipping this. Well, JD is a racist. Oh my goodness. JD, he doesn't support black wrestlers. Give me a break. I've been advocating for Big E to be the WWE champion for about 2 fucking months now. Now he is. But what does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? What I saw tonight was something that wasn't special. What I saw tonight was something that was rushed. What I saw tonight was something that absolutely did not need to happen. And if it was supposed to happen, it should have happened after Money in the Bank. It should have happened at SummerSlam. Oh, but WWE, they're combating Monday Night Football. No, they're not. They're trying to desperately generate an interest in a dying product because of their own inept creative failures. That's what they're trying to do. I am very happy for Big E. I've been advocating for Big E to be on Monday Night Raw and do this very same thing that we saw tonight. You guys can go and backtrack that. As of Thursday and Friday going into SmackDown, I actually booked the entire situation on when Big E should cash in the briefcase. It would have been more special if they went with my idea. No, but they do it on a random episode of Monday Night Raw in Boston that really didn't come off as anything but forced. Give me a break. Give me a break. It's great that Big E's WWE champion, but what does it mean? The effects of it are what exactly? You know, no matter how many people will see this as a good thing, finally it happened. Big E is such a great guy. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. From all the stories that I hear, he absolutely is. Does he deserve it? Absolutely. Is he great? Absolutely. Is everybody happy for him? Absolutely. But there's a time and a place to do everything, and there's a time and a place to do something like this, which should be special and give it special treatment. Not fast-track somebody to a WWE Championship match, all for the sake of fucking ratings, all for the sake of you, who should be booking a good show that has every resource known to fucking wrestling humanity to book a goddamn good show but refuse to do so. Fan bases that want to fucking watch your show and invest time in your show and invest in the characters on your show, and you shit all over that fan base, making them feel idiotic every fucking week. That's what we want, and you refuse to do that. What, you think I'm happy now that Big E is WWE champion? You think I'm happy that I'm happy about the WWE product? No, I'm not. I have more questions than I do anything after what happened tonight. First of all, why is Bobby Lashley being fast-tracked to drop the title to Big E? Why? Isn't Bobby Lashley supposed to be the next dominating figure next to Roman Reigns as World Heavyweight Champion? Bobby Lashley was never made to be an equal to Roman Reigns. WWE always dropped the ball when it came to Bobby Lashley in comparison to Roman Reigns. What they do for Roman, they don't do for Bobby Lashley at all. Not even a tenth of what they do for Roman Reigns do they do for Bobby Lashley. Lashley losing non-title matches on Monday Night Raw. Bobby Lashley looking like a fool week in and week out on some situations. You never see Roman Reigns look like a fool on SmackDown. You never see Roman Reigns wrestle on SmackDown and lose a non-title match just to set up a championship match at a pay-per-view. Bobby Lashley's been through that, though. Bobby Lashley's been through that. Big E won the Money in the Bank briefcase at Money in the Bank. At that same pay-per-view, Bobby Lashley destroyed Kofi Kingston in 6 minutes, where Kofi got zero offense. So I don't know why we didn't go through this route and on this journey following that when Bobby Lashley was already feuding with the New Day. Bobby Lashley feuding with the New Day should have led to Big E winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, cashing it in like he did on social media today, saying that he was going to be on Raw and cash in. That's exactly what you should have did on the Monday Night Raw following Money in the Bank, having Big E show up on Raw, challenge Lashley to a match at SummerSlam, predicting that he's going to take the title from Bobby Lashley. It would have made Lashley look good in defeat. It would have made for a special moment in Las Vegas in Allegiant Stadium, and Big E could be crowned the new WWE champion, all while wrapping up a storyline to get that title on him and him avenging all of the dastardly things that Bobby Lashley did to his brothers in the New Day. I mean, I pretty much don't even have to go on and explain why the rest of this sucks, just based off that one situation alone. Creative failure. That would have been special. Tonight was not special. That would have been epic. Tonight was not epic. Tonight was forced. Tonight was rushed. Tonight was unoriginal. Tonight was lame. Tonight was as inorganic as you could possibly make somebody a WWE champion. Bobby Lashley wrestled Bill Goldberg at SummerSlam. You do remember that, right? Where that match ended in the most ridiculous way possible with his son, Gage. Bobby Lashley beat up Gage, not knowing who was behind him. Bill Goldberg faked an injury or whatever the case may be, sold an injury, which ultimately would lead to a rematch against Bobby Lashley. And everybody was like, oh, here we go, another rematch with Bobby Lashley and Bill Goldberg, more than likely taking place in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel. Bill Goldberg even cut a promo following SummerSlam saying that he was going to rip the soul out of Bobby Lashley's chest for what he did to his son Gage. And that's the only reason why he would be back, to get revenge for his son. The WWE Championship would be second rate to Bill Goldberg. His son was number one priority. So you were building towards a Bobby Lashley-Bill Goldberg match, and please don't tell me that they weren't, because they absolutely were. They had him cut a fucking promo. He filmed the promo for Twitter. So you gave us a Bill Goldberg, Bobby Lashley match with an ending like that and a potential rematch brewing in the works. All for what? For Big E to win the WWE Championship and do what exactly with the WWE Championship? So my question is, why did we get the Bill Goldberg and Bobby Lashley match at SummerSlam? Why did we plant seeds for a rematch with Bill Goldberg and Bobby Lashley? Because according to what happened tonight, the match at SummerSlam should have been Big E and Bobby Lashley, the way I had originally told you it should have been. Why did we get the Goldberg-Lashley match at SummerSlam? Now that match is absolutely rendered useless. It was a complete waste of everybody's time. It was a big money match. All the fucking idiots on social media said it wasn't a big money match. It was a match that didn't need to exist. The show was already sold out. Goldberg wasn't even needed for the show. Yet here we are, wasting a moment that should have been Big E's at SummerSlam, a show that you were saying was bigger than WrestleMania this year just because of the sheer crowd size that it was compared to WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium. And you wasted all of that for Big E on a return match for Bill Goldberg that right now, according to me, and from what we see, we're not following up on. Maybe we're going to get the match in Saudi Arabia anyway, and WWE figured, you know what, the match didn't need the championship, but that's exactly what I was saying going into SummerSlam. Now you realize the match doesn't need the championship? What is Big E going to do with the WWE Championship that Bobby Lashley has not done with the WWE Championship? What exactly is he going to do? Do you really believe WWE is going to book Big E as a credible WWE champion? They couldn't even get it right most weeks with Bobby Lashley. They did the majority of the time, but WWE's inconsistency showed when Bobby Lashley was WWE champion several weeks over. I don't trust WWE to book Big E as WWE champion. Why would you? They don't know how to book any of their champions, not named Roman Reigns. And what exactly are we going to do going into the draft? What are we going to do going into Survivor Series? What are we going to do going into Survivor Series when Big E has to look at Roman Reigns? You think Big E is going to beat Roman Reigns? You think Big E is ready for a match with Roman Reigns? Because I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready at all for that moment. Nobody should be beating Roman at all. Nobody on the roster besides Brock Lesnar is even legitimate enough to look at Roman Reigns in that very ring. I don't know why we needed to do this tonight when the cash-in could have been saved or should have been done at SummerSlam. And if not, I don't know why it needed to happen tonight when he has a full year to cash in the briefcase. Why didn't you think about doing this next year? Why did Big E need the WWE Championship now? Why do you think he is ready for a WWE Championship run now on this show against who exactly? There are no other heels on this show. Even with the draft coming up, there's nobody credible as a heel to be in the ring with Big E. Nobody. Name one fucking guy on that show outside AJ Styles that's legitimate enough to be in that ring for the WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley's done. According to what I saw, Bobby Lashley is finished. They have nobody else on that show. Name somebody on SmackDown that's a big heel, ready to work a WWE Championship program that they could shift over in the draft. I can't think of a single fucking guy. Not one. Give me a break with all of this nonsense and excuse from the WWE fucking shiltards. It's ridiculous. Big E did not need his moment now. For the sake of creative, why are we rushing reckless storylines and reckless creative for a fucking rating that is not going to be what you expect it to be or want it to be? Monday Night Football is a juggernaut. WWE is not going to be anywhere where they think they're going to be against Monday Night Football. And if you look at Monday Night Football year over year with WWE's ratings year over year, yes, everything is down in 2021. But if you look at WWE's ratings over year and year and year and year, and leading into this year, look at all the fucking people that have dropped off watching this show. Look at this rating compared to last year's rating at this time, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. Where did they all go? Where did they all go? WWE, for the sake of fucking popping a rating, because they got their feelings hurt when Monday Night Raw lost to AEW Dynamite in the 18 to 49 demographic, they hot-shotted a championship that should have absolutely led to Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship, and Big E should have saved it for then. That's what it should have been saved for. Instead of creating moments, WWE is worried about a 1-week rating because AEW beat them in the 18 to 49 demographic. Fuck making a moment for Big E, fuck making him into a big star, and fuck making moments at WrestleMania with said briefcase. History would have been made. Instead, you made no history tonight and gave the championship to somebody that wasn't ready for that moment. Big E wasn't ready. Bobby Lashley wasn't ready to give up that championship because Lashley as champion would have spawned a match that everybody wants to see. One of the remaining dream matches, and I hate fucking throwing that word around, dream matches in this company. You could have got both of them at WrestleMania. Dwayne versus Roman and Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. If you ain't thinking long term and your fucking vision is only extending week to week, you are already fucking deteriorating your product into something that nobody wants to watch. Long-term booking needs to be established. Stop booking recklessly. Stop booking because AEW beat you in the 18 to 49 demographic. Stop booking because of NFL Monday Night Football. Stop booking because of the World Series that's going to be taking place and the AL and NL Divisional and National League American League Championship Series. Stop booking recklessly for everything else but what makes sense on your show. I don't care who listens to this. I'm sure this will be clipped and fucking posted on Twitter, and you'll leave out all the fucking pertinent information that I just went over to you, and everyone's gonna think something about me that I'm not. I am happy for Big E. I am. What I'm not happy about is WWE going about it in the worst way possible. I don't want somebody to cash in on fucking Twitter and say, I'll be at Monday Night Raw, cashing in on whoever wins the WWE Championship match. I wanted him to do that when it made sense. Him doing that tonight accomplished him doing what I wanted him to do, but it meant nothing. It meant nothing. I saw right through what he was doing and what WWE was doing with Big E, popping a rating, desperate for a rating, desperate for interest that we know is not there for this show. That's where they fucked up. I don't know why, again, I don't know why he needed the championship now. Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns, if Bobby Lashley's looking like a savage beast, that would have been the match to do at Survivor Series. That's the match. Include Lesnar, build towards Lesnar and Lashley. Have Lesnar win the Royal Rumble. If Dwayne's coming back for Roman, that means he's already taken up for WrestleMania. Lesnar can win the Royal Rumble, even though I don't advocate for that, and he chooses Bobby Lashley and the WWE Championship. Why are we not thinking about this? What does Big E do with the championship? I see a lot of people saying, oh, Big E versus Keith Lee. I'll see it. or I'll believe it when I see it. Or Big E versus Karrion Kross. Does Big E even stand a chance to hold that championship throughout the remainder of 2021? At that point, you got to question yourself, why did they even bother giving him the championship now if there's no long-term vision for Big E as WWE champion? And you know there's no long-term vision for Big E as WWE champion. Why are we giving him the championship? And this is what I said earlier. Why are we giving him the championship when we know he's not ready for that position yet? The stars aren't aligned yet. Fuck your moments. Fuck your agendas. Fuck your hashtags. I don't give a fuck about your goddamn hashtags on social media. These are people crying for attention because they don't get what they want. And they're pushing some political bullshit to further their beliefs. I don't give a fuck about your beliefs. I want something that isn't going to insult my intelligence, and I want something that's going to make consistent fucking sense on a week-to-week basis. Give me a break. Give me a break. I don't understand. I'm happy for Big E, but there's so many other things surrounding this one decision. It's clear as day as to why they did what they did tonight. I don't agree with that. Hot-shotting championships is not the answer. Hot-shotting a championship onto somebody that's not ready is not the answer. Hot-shotting the championship onto somebody that has a fucking sea of opportunities against Lesnar and Reigns and storylines that matter is not the answer. It's not. WWE dropped the ball on Big E, and that is a fact. Everybody's going to be saying, oh my God, I'm so happy. Guarantee people are alive right now not talking about everything that I mentioned here tonight. Guarantee it. Why? Because I'm going to pat myself on the fucking back. I'm smarter than most. I pay attention more than most. I care more than most. I'm not trying to take away from his moment. I'm not trying to take away from you being a fan. I have to lay down the facts, because if I don't, nobody else will. You need to start paying attention to what you're watching. For so long, these people treat you like a fucking idiot. I am tired of being treated as a fan who doesn't know anything by the people that run this show. They should be accountable for their mistakes. Them mishandling talent like Mick Foley so brilliantly said this week, that is what they should be accountable for. You think they're making moments. They're not. Because this one moment killed several other moments that could have been just as big and just as important and just as exciting leading into WrestleMania 38. So how big of a moment really was it if it killed every other fucking moment that could potentially happen down the road? Including Big E winning the title at WrestleMania, where it should count. Not on a random episode of Raw in fucking Boston. That's my opening statement. Thank you guys very much for joining me here on the show. At 3,000 live in the venue. Appreciate you all joining me, making us undoubtedly, and of course, number one in the entire IWC. I appreciate you guys very much. Please hit that thumbs up, guys. If you enjoyed that opening rant, please hit that thumbs up. We got 800 likes right now. I expect nobody in this chat to go without hitting that thumbs up. I need at least 1,300 likes in the chat. That is the goal for today's live stream. We got 500 more to go. Come on. Let's do it. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. I see a lot of people in the chat mentioning the opening songs. I know I always play Dr. Disrespect Red Skies in the beginning on Monday nights because that's exactly how I fucking feel. I don't even know why I try anymore, man. I either get chastised as something that I'm not, or nobody fucking listens to me, and when I'm right, nobody will admit that I'm right, but when I'm wrong, they want to blast it all over social media. And listen, I am hardly wrong. being wrong in their eyes is not agreeing with my opinion. That doesn't make me wrong. That makes me right, and you're angry that I'm right. Red Skies, and then the other song was called Lifting the Veil. A lot of people were like, what is this music? What's going on? This is great. It's my brother's band, Legionary. It's called Lifting the Veil. They're on Bandcamp. Just go to bandcamp.com and look up Legionary, man. It's all right there. Go and purchase their music because that's how good it is. Believe me. Go check it out. Follow me on social media, man, at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Episode 390 of the podcast went live on Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m., and we did absolutely incredible for the podcast on Saturday. A lot of you guys were enjoying that. We had almost 4,000 downloads on Podbean alone. We had almost 34,000 views on YouTube. Oh, my goodness. One of the more successful off the scripts of the year. I appreciate you guys very much. If you guys missed that, go and check it out along with everything else that you might have missed on the channel. Also, I will be live tomorrow right after the relaunch of NXT. I will be live. We will be going over what happened on the show. It's going to be a Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard agenda on Tuesday night, and I'm awaiting the changes that undoubtedly I will not approve. I will not agree with. And we have a new NXT champion being crowned tomorrow night. It will either be LA Knight, Tommaso Ciampa, Kyle O'Reilly, or Pete Dunne. Samoa Joe had to vacate the NXT championship as of this weekend. And I've seen a lot of people tweet that I'm tweeting a massive L, or I am going into the conspiracy theory bank, and I don't know anything, and Joe could have been injured training at the Performance Center. Let me tell you fucking geeks something right now. You know, for all the people that tell me I took a massive L for this Samoa Joe opinion, that it's just a coincidence that he had to drop the NXT championship. For everybody that did not agree with my opinion on Samoa Joe and what I said over the weekend in regards to him dropping the NXT championship, those are the same people that did not listen to me for 6 straight years when I told you from day one that Triple H is being looked at as the guy that's going to take over WWE, and there was an internal agenda to ruin him, punish him, sabotage him. Everything that he was doing was right, and they looked down upon him from the main roster, and they forced him to Wednesday nights at 2 hours live on the USA Network to combat AEW because Vince wasn't going to do it with the main roster. And they only did it to Triple H to make sure that he failed. He did, and now they're punishing him for it. These are the same people that didn't believe me about that. These are also the same people that don't believe me when I say Triple H was never in charge of NXT when they did indeed move to the USA Network at 2 hours. He hasn't been in charge, he wasn't in charge, and he will never be in charge, no matter who reports that he's in charge of the quote-unquote day-to-day operations. Day-to-day operations means Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back to Monday. Tuesday is the only day he's not in charge, but that's the only day that counts. That's Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. This is also the same company that refuses to let people know about anything that goes on, hides certain things, and is never open and honest with their fan base for whatever reason. Meanwhile, we have Tony Khan at the All Out Scrum, who was asked about Adam Page and why he's been mysteriously absent all these weeks when he was at the top of the #1 contendership for the AEW Championship. He was asked, where's Adam Page? You know what Tony Khan did? He didn't bullshit. He didn't lie. He didn't hide. He didn't remain silent. He said, I granted Adam Page time off after he came to me personally for family matters, and I granted him time off. That's it. He's not hurt. He's not sick. It's not COVID. He asked for it. His wife's having a baby. Goodbye. I'll see you when I see you. Does WWE do anything like that, or have they done anything like that? The answer is no. So when they start doing shit like that. Then when someone like Samoa Joe comes on TV or Twitter and says something like he said this weekend and relinquish the NXT championship, then I'd be more prone to look at somebody like Joe and believe Samoa Joe. I believe WWE's intentions were true. They are not. I don't give a fuck who says what they say about me. I don't care what you clip. I don't care what you post. Samoa Joe, from my assumptions, is not injured. If he is, I wish him well. But I find it very strange that Samoa Joe had to drop the NXT championship right before the supposed relaunch or rebranding of NXT 2.0. Wow! 2 days before the relaunch? This guy hasn't wrestled since the last takeover. Where the fuck did he get hurt? Unless he was working hurt. You don't think people are thinking the same way that I do? Because I'm sure there are a lot of people thinking the same way that I do. So you got a bunch of fucking L's to be throwing around, not only towards me. You don't think Samoa Joe being fired by Vince McMahon, only to be rehired under Vince McMahon's nose, played a part in that? You don't think Samoa Joe, the type of guy he is, with the type of look he has, you don't think Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard look at that and realize, didn't we have this guy before? He doesn't fit our mold about what we want. He's too indie. You don't think they took the championship off of Samoa Joe knowing who he was and that they fired him already, only to make him a fucking public figure in that spotlight, drop the title, make it vacant, and make the show tomorrow a little bit more important than it was before he dropped the title? No, but I'm wrong, though, right? I'm wrong. You people got to open your fucking eyes, man. You got to open your fucking eyes. I don't say shit on here because I want to be cool. I want to be edgy. Most of the shit that I've said about NXT, I've been absolutely spot on. If you don't agree with what I have to say regarding Vince and Bruce and Triple H and all the internal struggle, what are you watching? What have you been watching? You think NXT, the way that it was, needed to change? I don't think so. It's the best thing in the fucking country. The best wrestling promotion pre-AEW. You know, now it needs to be changed, right? You don't think Samoa Joe's a Triple H guy? This just goes in line with everybody punishing Triple H. Everything that Triple H did for that brand is now dead. Dead. The color, the feel, the look, the sound, and everybody that was important to that show will change going forward. So much so that Johnny Gargano was a free agent come December 3rd. And has he renegotiated? No. Will they? No. You want to know why? Because he doesn't fit Bruce and Vince's mold. Triple H is no longer in charge anymore. He doesn't have that Triple H fucking blanket, that security blanket with him anymore. Adam Cole left. Ricochet's going to leave. Kevin Owens is going to leave. This is what I said on Saturday. Kevin Owens is a free agent. If anybody gets a wind of Kevin Owens potentially walking out, you don't think that's going to set off a trail of dynamite for everybody else that is indie like Kevin Owens? The days of WWE bringing in the biggest indie stars is gone. Johnny's gone. And with Johnny being gone, then Kevin Owens is gone. When Kevin Owens is gone, Sami Zayn is gone. Ricochet's gone. Tommaso Ciampa is gone. Adam Cole's already gone. Dead. And Johnny Gargano has given this company some of the greatest matches that have ever been produced by this company in its entire existence. And you're going to let that man walk. You're going to let that man walk. And people think Samoa Joe is hurt. Until I hear exactly what's wrong with Samoa Joe, I'm going to continue to think the fucking way that I do because WWE has shown me that they don't give a shit about us as a fan base. Everything about Triple H's removal from NXT has been a political thing, and this is exactly falling in line with that political thing. Until I hear something otherwise, and until I hear what type of injury he has, I'm going to continue saying what I'm saying. You can kiss my ass. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I said the same thing every single time. If I'm ever wrong about anything here regarding Triple H, I'll admit it. I'm batting 1,000. I don't expect to be hitting a fucking pop-up to the shortstop. We're going to get into the show, guys. Today's sponsored by Honey. JoinHoney.com. Make sure you guys go and check that out. We'll be talking about them a little bit later in the show. JoinHoney.com. You guys can download the free web browser extension right to your desktop. And if you guys want to save some extra cash while shopping online, Honey is the best way to do that, man. That's joinhoney.com/offthescript. We'll talk about them a little bit later on in the show. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We got almost 1,200. I appreciate you guys very much. And if you guys want to go get your t-shirts, bonfire.com is the exclusive home of Off the Script. Make sure you guys click underneath the video player, click the shirt you want. It'll take you right to the website, and you can purchase whatever you want. We also got a Patreon page, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Go check that out. And as always, I appreciate everybody supporting. And also, guys, quickly, I will be doing a possible meet and greet next Wednesday, right before AEW Grand Slam Dynamite in Arthur Ashe Stadium. Being that I am already in Queens, we will possibly be having a meet and greet. I'm trying to get word on Andrew Zarian of the Matman Podcast. I want him to be there with me as well. We were talking about doing a collaborative effort. Issa's going to be with me, so it's going to be a nice New York City content creator collaborative effort. If you guys want to join that, I will give you all the details. I should know more by Wednesday's live stream with Jesse on Wednesday for Dynamite. So I will fill you guys in there about that if you're attending the Arthur Ashe Stadium show in New York City, AEW's debut in New York City. Let's get to Monday Night Raw, man. We got the open of the show. We talked about Big E already in a huge open to the show, so I will not be talking about this anymore. If you guys want to go backtrack to that, you could certainly go and rewind and hear my thoughts on the entire Big E situation. So we got Bobby Lashley and Randy Orton in the middle of the ring with Matt Riddle standing there as well. And Big E was in the ring as well with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He made a big show about having the briefcase, and he was in the ring almost standing in between Lashley and Randy Orton. So Riddle told Big E it's great to have him back on Raw, but he asked Big E to please not cash in on Randy because he's his best bro. And MVP said Orton won't be winning the WWE title tonight. You got nothing to worry about there, so Big E won't be cashing in on him at all. MVP said of all the nights he could cash in, he showed up on the wrong night. He said normally when Big E shows up, he's happy to see him because he dances and shakes his behind and acts like an idiot. He said he and Lashley aren't in the mood tonight. He said they were supposed to be competing for the Raw Tag Team titles tonight because they won the Tag Team Turmoil last week, but Orton politicked to get the Lashley-Orton match moved from Extreme Rules to tonight's Monday Night Raw in the main event. Orton said it's been 14 years since he and Lashley have fought in a ring, so he figured why wait 2 more weeks? It's probably been about 14 years since we got a last decent episode of Monday Night Raw as well. Said he decided to throw him off his game by changing the date. He said what happened is simple. He said he went to the person in the back that has power, which is obviously Vince McMahon, and he wanted what he wanted, and they did it because I'm Randy freaking Orton. So a lot of people on social media were like, well, they gave us an explanation. I'm glad about that. That wasn't an explanation. That's WWE copping out of the situation because they don't have any real legit reason to change it outside of being desperate for ratings on a Monday night. Randy Orton being Randy Orton and asking for it and getting it approved is not an explanation. That's just WWE taking the easy way out because they know exactly why they did what they did. I don't see that as an explanation. I see that as lazy. Your fucking writing team come up with something really good as to why this match was moved from the pay-per-view all the way to Monday Night Raw. So he asked for that. He got it. MVP asked the fans if they've suddenly forgot about Big E with the briefcase because they were chanting Randy's name. MVP said of the New Day clowns he hangs out with, he thinks he would be the first one to win the WWE Championship, or he thought he would have been the one to win the WWE Championship first. He said he believed he had the most potential out of everybody in the New Day. He then won the Money in the Bank briefcase. He moved to SmackDown. He became a single. Now he's on Raw because he must be afraid of Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar. Big E says he's not. He promised them after he sees what Lashley does to Orton, he will fear the Almighty also. Orton said the fight is here, and he has proven in recent weeks it only takes one RKO to bring Lashley to his knees. He said this is exactly what is going to happen tonight when he beats him to become the WWE Champion. Big E then said he can cash in and become champion and will. Lashley said he's heard enough of all this nonsense. He will take great pleasure in beating Orton tonight. He told Big E if he even comes close to cashing in, he will shove the briefcase up his ass, that he will be reading the fine print of this contract in the briefcase. They exchanged words, and that was pretty much it. I don't really like the Open to Raw this week. I never really do. It's the same old shit every fucking week. But WWE advertised something that was at the pay-per-view to move it up to tonight's Raw after a turmoil match that wasted 3 hours of our life, only for that not to happen. And WWE has ruined all of the element of surprise for the cash-in from Big E. It didn't even make sense to why he was cashing in. It was just him just waking up this morning and said, you know what, I'm going to cash in my briefcase just because, hey, I have it. Why not? There was no reason to why he was cashing it in. There should always be a reason to why he's cashing it in. The Kofi Kingston Xavier Woods beat down by Bobby Lashley coming out of Money in the Bank leading to SummerSlam was absolutely a great reason and a great storyline for him to do that. WWE ruined all of the element of surprise for the cash-in, and they pretty much had to deliver the cash-in tonight because they teased it and teased it and teased it. They announced it. They had him show up. He was there during the promo between Lashley and Orton. If WWE didn't do it, and they only baited and switched people, that would piss a lot of people off. Where is the element of surprise with the briefcase? Why did we need Big E to cash in tonight, to announce he was cashing in tonight in the main event? Why did we need that on Monday Night Raw? The whole Money in the Bank briefcase concept is showing up randomly, unpredictable, cashing in, and getting that championship through unpredictable ways. That's what it should have been. Or was that too heel of a move for Big E to do? Would it have not gone off the same way and a little bit better if Big E did it that way, the original way, the way people expected him to do it? When WWE announced that he was going to be on Raw and announced he was going to cash in, WWE's desperation fucking flowed from the top of their brow. You've seen the sweat physically dripping down the face of Vince McMahon when the ratings for Dynamite came in, and he was noted how Dynamite beat Raw in the 18 to 49 demographic in hour 1, 2, and 3. A little show called All Elite Wrestling Dynamite that's not been on the air for 2 years yet beat the juggernaut known as Monday Night Raw. That's a fucking statement in itself. Now you know why Big E told everybody he was cashing in. That's why. The Money in the Bank concept is dead. Cashing in unpredictable when nobody knows it's coming is dead. I did not like that. And it ruined everything that we fell in love with the briefcase in the first place. Sarah Schreiber interviewed Charlotte Flair. She had a match against Shayna Baszler tonight. Said Basler will never get to her level if she continues to get dragged down by dead weight. She said she got to the top on her own. She said when all is said and done, she will be champion and her reign will last forever. Long live the queen. Long live the queen. I am the Raw Women's Champion. Can't stand Charlotte. Charlotte versus Shayna Baszler. I don't know. Listen, I love Shayna. I do. I don't give a shit about Charlotte at all. I don't know why you would put these two in a match when I don't care right now about either one of them winning. When I watch a match, when I want to watch a match, I want to say, you know what? I want to see him win, or I want to see her win. I want to see him lose. I want to see her lose. Watching Shayna Baszler and Charlotte in the ring, I don't know who I want to see win. In fact, I don't care who wins because Shayna's been buried. I don't know if she's won a match this year, singles. And Charlotte, nobody really likes Charlotte. Charlotte is just a absolute bore fest on Monday night, as boring as anybody could be. Shout out to Ani Ruhand with a $101 super chat. Ani Ruhan, you motherfucker, man. A goddamn $101 super chat. Ani, I appreciate you, brother. He says, do you think if booked right, Big E should be the one to go over Roman at a WrestleMania or SummerSlam? Does he have the potential to be a megastar along the lines of The Rock? He does have charisma. Apologies if this was already discussed. I just joined the chat. Ani, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you so very much, man. Do I think if Big E booked right can go over Roman at WrestleMania? Bro, Roman is not losing the championship, nor should he lose the championship. Roman needs to beat everybody until he gets to Dwayne, and then he needs to beat The Rock. Big E has charisma. Big E has megastar potential. Do I think he's going to be the one to be the next guy? No, I do not. And Roman Reigns should not even be in discussion to lose that Universal Championship at all. I appreciate you very much, bro. Thank you so much. You guys want to get super chats in like Ani? You guys can get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. I don't know who I would want to win in a match like this, man. It's a waste of time. They cancel each other out. The match was fine. I don't really think Charlotte is working to her true potential. I don't. When I watch Charlotte, I'm being genuinely honest with you guys, man, and I am not the only one that feels this way. When I watch Charlotte, I feel like she's just going through the motions. I see it every single week. I see somebody that isn't doing what she used to do. I see somebody that is just there, that just exists, that's just in that spot because she has to be in that spot for the time being. Everything she does either doesn't connect, it's not forceful, it's not impactful. I don't really get what Charlotte's issue is. I don't see what everybody is talking about Charlotte being the best of all time. She's not. She's not even the best female wrestler in the company. Never mind being all time. She's just somebody that goes through the motions. Shayna Baszler has not won a match, I believe, since January. Somebody really should look this up. I may be wrong. It may actually be longer than January. We may have to go back into 2020 when Shayna Baszler won a singles match last. But Shayna Baszler is not somebody that should be in a match for a championship contendership for the Raw Women's Championship. This match was announced as a championship contenders match. Why? If Shayna hasn't won a match, what gives her the business of being in a championship contenders match? Does anybody think about that? Why didn't we just do Shayna Baszler versus Alexa Bliss in a number one contendership match with Alexa beating Shayna and then getting the match with Charlotte at Extreme Rules? Why did we need Charlotte and Shayna Baszler in a championship contenders match? Why does all of the champions in this company have to wrestle in championship contender matches? What I want to know. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's WWE blatantly telling you that you're a fucking idiot because they don't expect anybody to ask questions. Meanwhile, I will ask the questions. Why? Is it not important to them? Is it not important to you? Do you like your intelligence to be insulted? Now, like I said, the match was fine. I didn't expect Shayna Baszler to win, being that Charlotte is set to defend the Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss. Charlotte wiped out Baszler with a dive. We went to a commercial right as the bell rung. Baszler tried for the Kirifuda clutch. Charlotte blocked it, hit a backdrop. Baszler responded with a German suplex, which looked a little too close to Charlotte's neck and back of head, hitting the mat. Went for a knee strike, went for a cover, got a 2 count. Baszler used some of her MMA-style kicks and punches, and Charlotte came back with a clothesline, some chops, a back elbow. She went up top to the outside, did a moonsault, barely connected. Charlotte has the worst moonsault in the entire industry. Nia Jax came out. She went for a distraction. This allowed Baszler to shove Charlotte into the steel steps. We go to another commercial break, which I don't understand why Charlotte and Shayna Baszler needs 2 commercial breaks, but here we are. Charlotte was back in control when we got back from break. Baszler hit a German suplex, but Charlotte chop blocked her before wrapping her leg in the ropes. Charlotte then taunted Jax before heading back into the ring. Baszler nailed her with a knee strike. Jax hopped on the apron. The distraction allowed Charlotte to hit a big boot, and that was enough to pin Shayna Baszler 1, 2, 3. After the match, Alexa Bliss entered the ring. She had a present for Charlotte Flair. She had a gift box wrapped in gold. She put Lily on the top turnbuckle. She offered Charlotte a gift as thanks for the title match at Extreme Rules. Charlotte says she doesn't collect gifts. She only collects championships. Yeah, you collect championships and then lose championships just the same. She told Charlotte that Lily is right. Everyone loves a gift, so take it. Charlotte gave in and said yes, then quickly switched to no. Bliss said yes. The fans were chanting yes. Like Bryan Danielson, WWE stopped that quick because Charlotte said, you know what? I'm going to open the gift. So Charlotte says she does love gifts, so okay, I'll open the box. She grabbed the box. She shook it around. She's like, well, it's not a bomb. I don't hear any ticking going off, so that's good. She opened the box, and inside was a Charlotte doll with blonde hair that looked exactly like Lily. Bliss said her name is Charlie, and she looks just like Charlotte. Fans were chanting, Charlie, Charlie. Bliss said they wanted to give her something to play with after she takes her title at Extreme Rules. Bliss then said everyone deserves a friend, even a narcissistic, self-absorbed bitch like you. Charlotte then admitted that she is a bit narcissistic, and she at least has a doll that has matching accessories because the doll had a women's championship around its waist. By the way, the doll was a mirror image of Charlotte. In fact, I would say Charlotte's never looked better. Charlie the doll looks better than the real-life adaptation of Charlotte Flair. Now, that's just coming from me. I don't know about you guys, but she said she's crazy if she thinks she's taking the Raw Women's title. She's crazy to think if she wants to keep this doll. Charlotte said she'll have Mattel send her her own very Charlotte action figure when she gets locked up in the cell. Long live the queen. She then threw the doll at Alexa, which upset Bliss. Bliss then attacked Charlotte, punching away at her, kicked her out of the ring, gave her a code red or a sunset flip bomb. Bliss held up the title and carried Lily as Charlotte sat at ringside leaning against the apron, knowing that Alexa Bliss got the best of her in this moment. You know, I want to say something positive. I want to say something positive here, but I don't know if you guys will agree with me. Alexa is over. You know, Alexa is over. I'm glad that they cut out the fucking magic and the fireballs and the goddamn black goo. The doll shit is fucking ridiculous. I think it's lame. In fact, the Charlie doll is actually being sold for pre-order on WWE Shop. So if you think this Alexa gimmick is going anywhere when WWE can shill dolls to the fucking idiotic public to buy them for $39.99, you got another thing coming, man. They ain't going anywhere with this gimmick. This is Alexa's gimmick for the foreseeable future. I'm no dummy. If WWE can keep the fucking theatrics out of this goddamn match, if WWE can really just let Alexa go in there and work a very stiff, very intense, very evil style against Charlotte Flair, it may actually be something that is somewhat interesting. But if we start seeing dolls blink and dolls cut the lights and Charlotte afraid of the doll because it's creepy, that's when I draw the line. If WWE keeps the theatrics out of this match, I don't think I'll have an issue with anything that they do at Extreme Rules. But they got to keep the theatrics away. Once that shit gets into the match, you lose all interest as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. Everybody loves Charlotte, though. They pop for the fucking doll. It ain't going anywhere. Drew McIntyre and the Viking Raiders versus Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Shanky. Drew McIntyre is in the middle of absolutely nothing right now, man. The WWE Draft was announced for October 1st and October 4th. Drew McIntyre is undoubtedly being moved to SmackDown because, believe it or not, Roman Reigns is going to need opponents after he takes care of Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar. Drew McIntyre will be that guy. Drew McIntyre will be that guy. And after their match at Survivor Series last year, that was just the tip of the iceberg, man. That was one of the best matches, if not the best WWE match all year on the main roster last year. I don't really see the need for a fucking draft. I say this every year. I don't know why we just don't merge the rosters. I get why they don't. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that the TV networks tell you what they want and they have to get it. I think it's sad that the TV networks dictate what we see on WWE television on Monday and Friday night. I fucking hate it. They don't know jack shit about what the product needs, so why do they have a say? WWE should be looking at this roster and having such a great time with creative and booking characters and matches and all the shit that they could do. Merge the rosters. We don't need two sets of men's tag team championships. We don't need two sets of women's championships on the main roster. We don't need women's tag team championships on the main roster. The WWE Draft is happening in October, and I hope to God WWE does away with the Survivor Series brand versus brand warfare. This is exactly what I said last year. Why are we doing a draft in October and then Survivor Series coming up literally a month later in November, and we're still doing the brand-to-brand warfare? How could you move people from one brand to the other and expect them to have allegiance to that brand when they've spent the majority of the year on the other brand? I don't get it. But WWE is going to do what they have to do at Survivor Series and do the Monday Night Raw versus Friday Night SmackDown thing because it takes absolutely no effort to book a show, and most of it's already booked by booking champion versus champion matches. That's what they'll do. And then the unsuspecting general public will fucking feed into that shit and not question anything. It's lazy, it's boring, it's dumb, and it doesn't make any sense. Get rid of it. The draft is nothing more than a ratings tool for the fucking dumbass casual fan watching this product. It does nothing to better the show. In fact, I don't see anything changing from what we see now. If anything, some things will change. We'll have some fresh matches. But before long, the draft happens in the first week of October. By the end of November, we'll be having fucking rematches already on Monday Night Raw. So please tell me how the draft is actually going to do better for Monday Night Raw. How's it going to make Raw better? It's not. It's going to be the same shit, just different names here and there. Drew McIntyre and the Raiders win in 3 minutes. We go to commercial break right at the match because they attacked right before the bell. Did Jinder, Veer, and Shanky. Jinder Mahal jumped Drew from behind. Veer and Shanky joined in the beatdown. Viking Raiders then ran out to make the save. And Drew McIntyre got a hot tag. He rallied against the heels. He gave Jinder a spine buster. Then he gave Veer a Michinoku driver. And then he got the Claymore on Veer for the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. That was it. Can we move on to something else now? Drew McIntyre has already beaten Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Shanky, and we've seen this all leading through their SummerSlam match, which was fought basically over a fucking prop sword. Can we move on? Can we get the Viking Raiders maybe to move over to SmackDown? Maybe get them in a goddamn tag team title match against the Usos or the Street Profits or something different for these guys. Get them off of the fucking show. If I'm moving anybody from Raw to SmackDown, it's these three guys here, McIntyre, Ivar, and Eric. Get them on SmackDown. Nobody cares about this. Let's move on. They cut backstage to Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston with Big E. The New Day was back. Big E said, tonight is the night. Big E told Kofi he's been there, done that, so does he have any advice? Kofi said he has everything it takes to become the face of WWE and win tonight. Xavier told him they need to help him relax, so they did a New Day dance and cheer. We go into hour 2. Reginald is backstage, running from the catering crew, running between a wall and a trailer truck backstage, cut off by R-Truth. He ran over various vehicles and crates. Drake Maverick walked up to them in a suit. Truth says his plan didn't work. Drake said the problem wasn't the plan, it was the execution. Truth and Tozawa argued over whose execution was worse and who messed up worse. Can we get rid of this shit, please? Why is this even a fucking... Like, I don't understand why we have this on the show. Does anybody laugh at this shit? Honestly? Is anybody involved here happy with what they're doing and their status on the show? Does anybody enjoy Reginald? I don't know who does, and if you do, I think you got a fucking mental problem. Get it off the show. Why is WWE losing the 18 to 49 demographic to AEW? You can look at this very fucking segment right here. It's not cool, it's not funny, it's not hip, it's not young. It's childish. It's Nickelodeon, Disney-esque. Get rid of it. Damian Priest versus Jeff Hardy. This was supposed to be an open challenge for the United States Championship, but WWE, once again, announced on social media that the open challenge was no more and it would be answered by Jeff Hardy. The same Jeff Hardy that was buried by Karrion Kross. He buried Karrion Kross first, and then he buried Jeff Hardy. So that canceled each other out. This is the same Jeff Hardy that was chasing around the 24/7 championship as of last week. You know, I would have absolutely enjoyed this match as far as the open challenge shit is concerned. And I would have enjoyed Hardy and Priest in the ring if I didn't have the visual of Jeff Hardy last week chasing around R-Truth and Akira Tozawa dressed as a fucking ninja chasing around the 24/7 championship. I don't get why I should care about this when I saw that happen last week. Does WWE even realize that they did that last week? Did they? I don't think so. I really don't. And Jeff Hardy, he had a reaction to whatever happened last week, chasing around the 24/7 championship, and he said that he's just happy about being there. He shows up to work, and he does whatever WWE asks him to do. I'm moving on. That was the past, and this Monday is this Monday, and I'm super excited. I'm just happy that I'm here. I'm grateful that I'm a WWE superstar. That sounds like somebody that is so deep in depression that it's got him speaking fucking gibberish. Yes, WWE has been very lenient with him. They've been very supportive of him during his dark times. They've given him opportunities after all the time off for all his personal issues. But man, oh man, does that sound like a guy that just doesn't care anymore. How could he care? How could he bring himself to care? Jeff Hardy versus Damian Priest wasn't all that bad. Damian Priest wins in about 11 minutes. They fought back and forth until Priest took out Hardy with a dive. He argued with Sheamus, who was sitting on commentary. Hardy regained control after being on the defensive, hit a dive off the second rope for a 2. Priest came back with a spinning heel kick for a 2 count of his own, followed by a leg lariat. Hardy followed up with a cradle, got a near fall. Priest suddenly hit the reckoning, and that was enough for the pinfall victory for Damian Priest. Sheamus attacked both guys after the match. Sheamus got rid of Hardy. Priest knocked him down with a bro kick. And that is going to be your United States Championship match going into Extreme Rules. Sheamus hit the floor hard, checked his mouth for some blood. I'm not sure if he was busted open or not by hitting the floor, but it is what it is, man. The match was fine. It wasn't overly impressive between Priest and Hardy, but I don't know what it is with Priest. Listen, man, I don't want to say anything negative about Priest. Priest has had a ton of momentum. He's had a ton of momentum. I'm glad for him. I'm happy for him. I really am. I don't know if you guys feel the same way that I do, but I feel like, and Mick Foley mentioned this, that everybody that comes out of NXT, they somehow lose their identity. And I can't help but agree with Mick Foley. Karrion Kross lost his identity. Keith Lee lost his identity. Ricochet lost his identity. Damian Priest is losing his identity. I don't want to sit here and blast Damian Priest because I think he's one of those guys that I just genuinely want to like. He's a New York guy. He's worked hard. He hasn't done anything that has been offensive on this show outside working with fucking zombies and Priest and Miz and Morrison and that whole fucking thing that we had to be involved in. Garbage. Garbage. But I feel like Damian Priest is being a little too... I want to say he's just going through the motions as well. He's got one style. He's not doing anything different. He's sticking to what works. And it seems like he's just going in there doing the bare minimum or what they ask of him. And he's not really branching out, showing us exactly how great he could be. I feel like he's holding back a little bit. And I don't know why we need to hold anybody back. They're a professional wrestler. I want to see professional wrestling. I don't want to see the same person, same fucking moves every goddamn week. Damian Priest goes into the ring and legitimately has given us the same thing every week. There's nothing new about what he brings to the table. It's almost as if he's becoming too predictable in the ring. If that makes any sense to you. Now, I could be the only one that feels that way. But I don't think I am. I want to see more. He deserves better. Sheamus and Priest should kill it at Extreme Rules in some sort of stipulation match. But I'm not really all that excited to see the match after what we got at SummerSlam. I'm not. I don't expect Priest to lose the championship. Why would you put the championship only to take the championship off of him the next month? Doesn't make any sense. Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley, where they were doing whatever they were doing backstage. Ripley said they need to focus on the women's tag team titles. In walked in Tamina and Natalya, who are just as big of losers as Shayna Baszler is. Natalya called them both freaks who will never win the tag team championships. Ripley said that's not the first time she's been called a freak, and they'll soon be known as former tag team champions. Natalya said they dominate eras. You can't even dominate the fucking last 2 months, never mind fucking eras. You kidding me? A big brawl broke out. Sonya Deville ran in and stepped in between them. Stop! Stop it right now! I'm booking a match before we get to Ripley versus Natalya. I'm booking Tamina versus Nikki ASH, she says. AHS is what Sonya Deville said about Nikki ASH. ASH. I can only imagine what Vince McMahon was doing sitting there in Gorilla, rolling his fucking eyeballs, watching this woman botch. Nikki AHS. Has Rhea Ripley fallen from the fucking tree as far as anybody else in recent memory, man? Holy shit. Rhea Ripley is as dead and buried as anybody that I could possibly ever remember on this show. You know, it's amazing to me, man. We got an oddball tag team in Randy Orton and Matt Riddle that have been easily the best thing about Monday Night Raw. Just because everybody loves Matt Riddle. And Randy Orton's a legend. How could you hate Randy Orton? Then we got an oddball pairing in Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross, or Nikki Trash, whatever you want to call her. Believe it or not, we got an oddball pairing that they're already teasing breaking up in NXT, and they are the tag team champions down there for the women's division. You got Io Shirai and Zoe Stark as an oddball tag team in NXT. So WWE has 3 oddball tag teams spread across all 3 shows. Where is the originality? Where's the originality? Io's probably going to make Zoe look a little bit better. Randy Orton has made Matt Riddle look as good as he possibly could ever look. Is Nikki ASH making Rhea Ripley look good? Is this pairing doing anything good for Rhea Ripley? In fact, I think it's bringing Rhea Ripley down even further than where she was with Charlotte Flair. How could you look at this woman and take her seriously? What I hope happens here is that she turns into a monster heel and beats the shit out of the almost superhero, always a loser, in Nikki ASH. Rhea Ripley does not look good for what they are doing with this storyline with Nikki ASH. In fact, she looks worse than ever before. I don't know why we need them to be tag team champions. I don't. How does this even make any sense? Why would you want this for Rhea Ripley? You know what this tells me? It tells me that WWE doesn't know the type of audience that looks at Rhea Ripley and finds her interesting. They don't get that type of audience. That's rogue, that loner look, that metal look. They don't get it. They want her to smile more, and then they want to take the fucking overly heavy metal act in Rhea Ripley and put her on fucking Nickelodeon. They want to pair her with Disney fucking Plus. That's what they want to do. Ultimately killing everything about Rhea Ripley's mystique. If anybody thinks this is working out for Rhea Ripley, man, maybe you should go back and assess your fucking just knowledge of professional wrestling and what you're watching on this show. None of it works. None of it works. Matt Riddle was backstage. He stood behind Randy Orton in the locker room talking about the tag team titles having sentimental value to him. So he hopes that if he wins the WWE title, he will wear the tag titles higher. Orton put on headphones to tune out Matt Riddle. He didn't want to hear anything he had to say. Matt Riddle kept talking anyway. Big E wandered into the locker room and said he wanted to wish Orton the best of luck later. He said he will be watching his match very, very closely with Bobby Lashley. When Big E said toodles, Matt Riddle told Orton he used to have a pet chameleon. He said he was a great listener, just like Orton. And that makes sense because you're both reptiles. Kept talking and talking and talking while Orton put back on his headphones. Nikki Trash with Rhea Ripley on the outside versus Tamina. This went 5 minutes. If anybody paid attention to this match, please fill me in. I almost fell asleep during this. Nikki took Tamina down with some head scissors. She was in the corner punching away at Tamina. Tamina slapped Nikki down. Nikki came back with a tornado DDT. And Tamina kicked out of the 1, 2, 3, but the referee counted 1, 2, 3 anyway, awarding Nikki ASH the victory, only for them to announce Tamina Snuka as the victor. Yet I'm supposed to care about all of this when WWE clearly does not give a shit themselves. Awful. Why Tamina is on my TV wrestling is another question. I don't get all these women's matches on the show. When I want women's wrestling, I want women's wrestling. I don't want garbage. Nikki ASH is trash. Tamina is trash. Rhea Ripley is trash. Charlotte and Shayna, who gives a shit what they do with Nia Jax? Eva Marie and DouDrop? We had 4 women's matches on this show. Who gives a fuck about this division? It's the worst it's been since the butterfly belt. Here I am, forced to watch terrible women's wrestling on Monday night, which has already given us vibes of just terrible programming consistently week after week after week. We got to watch 4 women's wrestlers 4 women's matches on this show. Give me a break. This match was a waste of time. Rhea Ripley versus Natalya happened immediately after. This went 12 minutes. This was the better of the 2 matches, clearly, just based on who was involved. We went to a commercial break. Rhea Ripley was coming from behind. Natalya made a comeback as well after Ripley came back. Ripley escaped a suplex attempt and landed a Northern Lights suplex into a bridge on Natty. That got her near fall. Natalya came back with a release suplex and then set up another sharpshooter attempt. Ripley rolled up Natalya for a near fall. Ripley then went for a riptide, but Tamina jumped onto the ring apron to distract Rhea Ripley. Nikki tripped Natalya running the ropes as she was about to hit Ripley from behind with a discus forearm. Ripley then wrecking ball drop kicked Tamina to the floor. Natty tried to pin Ripley with her feet on the ropes. Nikki saw this, shoved Natalya's legs off the rope. Ripley then applied a standing leg lock, and Natalya tapped out. I mean, do you care? Watching Natalya wrestle is as boring as watching fucking clothes spin around in the dryer. And Rhea Ripley is just complete trash in this team with Nikki ASH. I don't understand it. I don't understand who finds this interesting and why this is on the show. What is going on in the chat? Hooligan, what is that? What are you talking about, bro? Rest in peace, Bobby Fish. Fuck you talking about, dude? Why do I have to see that in the chat? Is that a troll? Rest in peace, Bobby Fish thread in the chat, gone but not forgotten. What are you talking about? Or somebody talking about Bobby Fish in the chat. Last I heard, Bobby Fish was joining MLW. I don't know. This is why I don't look at the chat. This is why I don't look at the chat. I don't know what's going on. Oh, the Bobby Fish thread in the chat. All right, I got a little scared, man. I got a little scared, man. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun on that. I saw Bobby Fish rest in peace. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Anyway, good luck to Bobby Fish, man. He's joining Major League Wrestling. Going into hour 3, we got The New Day and Mustafa Ali and Mansoor versus T-Bar, Mace, AJ Styles, and Omos. I don't know how anybody could possibly care about Omos, man. I really don't. I don't get it. Omos is basically the new version of Great Khali in 2021. This is what we're getting on WWE television. I got all these geeks online talking about Omos. Oh my God, he's going to be a big deal. I can't wait till he wrestles Bobby Lashley again. I can't wait till Omos is WWE champion. Great. Why would anybody want to see Omos in that role as WWE champion? This guy's green as fucking grass. This guy can't move, can't walk, can't wrestle. You want to make this guy a WWE champion? What happens when he wins said WWE championship? Do you look at a guy like that to be the face of the roster? When I want to book a champion, I want that guy to actually be the face of the roster. I want that guy to be the best professional wrestler on the roster. I don't want that guy to be someone like Omos. When you make him WWE champion, who exactly is going to beat him? How do you make him look believable in that type of match, or the challenger rather? How do you make somebody believe he could lose? Really? What happens when he does lose? One loss and the mystique is gone for somebody like Omos. It's basically the Braun Strowman effect. It's the Braun Strowman effect. Strowman was absolutely deflated in every sense of the word. They ran the gambit of fucking trickery and smoke and mirrors with Braun Strowman because he wasn't ready for the opportunity early on. So they had him tearing down Titantrons and flipping trucks and destroying ambulances and throwing Roman Reigns off loading docks, which was great. I missed that, Strowman. That shit was cool. But what happened to Braun Strowman when he lost and lost and lost and lost, and every opportunity that was given to him, he wasted? He was never a believable guy again. Then we see him teaming with a fucking 8-year-old, winning the tag team championships at WrestleMania, and that was it. That's all I needed to see. This guy was doomed. Omos is going down the same path. Omos is nothing more than Great Khali 2.0. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. If you are one of the people advocating for Omos to be in the main event as a singles guy, you clearly don't have good intentions for Monday Night Raw. This is what people want. I don't know. When I look at a world champion, I look at somebody like Roman Reigns. I look at somebody like Kenny Omega. I look at somebody like Adam Cole. Omos. That's who you want as world champion? That's who you want in the main event? What happens when this guy main events a WrestleMania? He'll get laughed out of the fucking building by people that actually know what they're watching. Trash. And the fact that AJ Styles has got to be stuck with this guy, that's what pisses me off. That is exactly what pisses me off. T-Bar and Mace, man, do these guys need to be repackaged or what? Holy shit. These guys look as fucking jobber as jobber could be. I don't know who gives a shit about this match. Every one of these teams lost in the goddamn turmoil match. This was an 8-man tag full of losers. T-Bar turned Ali inside out with a big boot. All the heels attacked the baby faces. Mansoor fought off Styles with an Inzaguri. Made a hot tag to Xavier. Woods and Kingston did a combo Russian leg sweep missile drop kick for a near fall. Woods took out T-Bar with a tornado DDT before Mansoor and Ali wiped out Mace and T-Bar with dives. Styles gave Kingston a fireman's carry neckbreaker, but Ali broke up the cover. Everyone traded moves like they usually do, the very formulaic 8-man tag, multi-man match in WWE. Everybody traded big moves. Ali tagged himself in, gave Styles a tornado DDT. Omos tagged in. Crowd popped for Omos. Omos knocked Ali down before tossing Woods over the top rope, Kingston over the top rope, Mansoor over the top rope. He dropped Ali with the same exact finishing move as the Great Khali, the big vice slam down to the mat. 1, 2, 3. Omos! Goodbye. Goodbye. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Do I want to see Omos in the main event? Fuck no, man. Keep that guy as far away from the main event as humanly possible. Seriously. WWE even thinks about putting this guy in a major title program anywhere down the line. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say or do. I may go out of my fucking mind. And then there are actual people that think this guy is going to be a good professional wrestler. This guy's going to be coming along nicely. Did the Great Khali ever come along nicely? Can you remember one moment that stands out about the Great Khali? I can't. They forced that guy down our throats so bad. And the same thing is being done with Omos. Watch. Watch. WWE is so hell-bent on fucking new big talent. Fresh talent. Homegrown talent that isn't a product of the indies that they're going to shove Omos down our throats. Watch. Watch them do it. I guarantee you. Kevin Patrick interviewed Bobby Lashley and MVP about Big E. MVP said that Big E is more of an annoyance. He said Orton will add his name to a list of people who have tried to beat Lashley, only to fail. He said only one man is leaving the ring as WWE champion, and that is Bobby Lashley. Big E walked up and booed and hissed at Bobby Lashley and MVP. He says, nah, I'm just playing. But I fully intend to cash the Money in the Bank briefcase tonight. I can't wait, says Big E. Guys, I want to check the chat. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. We got 3,200 in the venue. I appreciate you guys very, very much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for sticking with me, man. We're going to be going over the last hour of Monday Night Raw. And then we're going to get into the Super Chats. But before I do that, thank you guys very much. Hit that thumbs up. We got 1,400 likes tonight. That's awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Super Chats are open. Get them on in. Last call is going to be coming up. So make sure you guys get them on in. We'll hang out. We got some cold beverages on tap. We'll hang out with the Super Chats. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. And hit that subscribe button down below. And turn on that bell for notifications, man. Today's show, today's live stream, post-show is brought to you by my great friends over at Honey. Honey. JoinHoney.com/offthescript, man. We all shop online. I know you do. I know I do. I mean, I had a couple of deliveries today just by shopping online using Honey, man. We've all seen that promo code field taunt us at checkout. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is now a thing of the past. Honey is the free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey also supports over 30,000 stores online. They range from sites that have tech, gaming products, popular fashion brands, even food delivery. Now imagine you're shopping online on one of your favorite online sites. When you check out, that Honey button drops down. All you have to do is click Apply Coupons. You're going to wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it finds online for that site. And if Honey finds a working coupon, you're going to watch the prices drop and you are going to save some money. I use Honey every week. I got to buy litter, toys, food for both of my fur babies, Bacardi and Bailey. And I use Honey to save them, or save me. They don't give a shit. I save me some money. I make them happy in using Honey. It's a win-win situation, man. I've saved upwards towards $6 or $7 on the litter alone because I buy in bulk. And Honey helped me do that. So if you guys love saving prices or saving money, Honey is for you. All you got to do is download the free web browser. 17 million members. Over $2 billion in savings, man. Why not join the club? If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight missing out on some free savings. It's literally free and installs in seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a favor and me a favor because you'll be supporting this podcast, man. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/offthescript. That's joinhoney.com/offthescript. I want to thank them for once again supporting the podcast here for the Monday Night Raw post show on Off the Script. Awesome, bro. I love me some Honey. What I don't love is Eva Marie and DouDrop. Eva Marie and DouDrop have a match, a grudge match tonight. And every week that goes by, I still wonder why. I wonder why Eva Marie is still contractually employed with WWE. I do. DouDrop deserves better, bro. By the way, congratulations to DouDrop, Piper Niven. She got married over the weekend. So congratulations to her and her new husband. DouDrop versus Eva Marie went 2 minutes. Eva Marie did some kicks, some punches. She actually applied a side headlock. And then Eva Marie tried to shoulder tackle DouDrop, and she could not take a bump to save her life. She lifted Eva up, did DouDrop, set up a slam, but Eva slipped free, raked DouDrop's eyes. Eva went for a roll-up, couldn't roll up DouDrop. She then hit a senton slam on Eva, splashed her for the win, and that is it. DouDrop wins in 2 minutes. Can we please move on to getting Eva off of television? DouDrop can stay. Eva has to go. Karrion Kross. He introduced himself. Really? Nice to meet you, Mr. Kross. Where was this Kross 2.5 months ago when he made his debut on Monday Night Raw? That's what I want to know. He winked. His music played in the background, or some creepy music played in the background. Said nobody finds their true nature until they are the one suffering or inflicting the suffering. Said his list of casualties on Raw continues to grow. Raw continues to also take its list of casualties every single week by being one of the worst television programs in all of pro wrestling. Said he has no empathy and enjoys every second of his opponent's agony. And Bruce Pritchard enjoys every second of our agony as well as he produces such a terrible program. So people ask what his goals are. He doesn't know. He is just certain he will hurt everyone in WWE until there is no one left and he gets everything he wants. He says he is not going to get lost in the shuffle. You say that now, Mr. Kross. Give it another month. He said he will pulverize everyone like clockwork until everyone learns to fall and pray. Listen, you know, I have people that I know who are huge Karrion Kross fans. I know people that know Kross personally. I want to love Kross. I do. I think Kross is a genuine guy. I think Kross has the makings of something very special. I do. And you saw that in NXT. And everything that Triple H did with him and the presentation and Scarlett and the music and everything was perfect. And Mick Foley came out with what he said on Facebook and he mentioned Karrion Kross by name, how he would not trust anybody in WWE to do the right thing with this young upcoming talent. If he was one of these upcoming talents and was about to make the main roster, that he would have a very difficult time really believing and trusting the main roster creative to get it right. He mentioned Karrion Kross by name. How you genuinely take something that is not broken and you try to fix it. Suspenders and mask and changing the entrance and taking Scarlett away. These things all add up. And he is lesser for it in the end. I asked before, I was actually about to tweet out, where's Kross? No Kross tonight. Did they leave him off the show? And then we see him in this spooky promo. Smoke in the background. He's there wearing a suit. Some people saying that he's ripping off Sean O'Hare's gimmick. How many more changes do we have to go through for Karrion Kross for it to really stick? You know, the more you change it, the more people are not going to give a shit. I don't give a fuck who he's emulating. Sean O'Hare, if he's imitating Steve Urkel, if he wants to dress as fucking Super Shredder and battle Master Splinter on top of the Empire State Building in New York City. I don't care. Everything you've done has had a very negative effect on what this guy has come off as on Monday Night Raw. The more you change, the more people are not going to give a shit. There was nothing wrong with the original Kross that was the NXT champion before you called him up. That's the version everybody wanted, and that's the version we're not going to get back. I don't give a fuck who's in the know. I don't give a shit when Scarlett's coming. The damage is done. The damage is done. 2.5 months now. This guy has been directionless. I don't give a fuck how many times he beats Humberto Carrillo. I don't. I don't give a shit what they do with him. First impressions are everything. He's already lost his first match. That's the one thing that people are going to remember. And the fact that Scarlett, his wife, is not with him in this act, and his entrance was pretty much withered down to nothing. Where was this Kross on day one? You do realize how ass backwards this is, right? Karrion Kross shows up on NXT as the NXT champion, only to be drafted to Monday Night Raw while still working NXT to lose to Jeff Hardy in 90 seconds. Why? First of all, why did that need to happen? Number one, why did you need him then? And where was this? Where was this promo? This is what should have been done on day one. This Kross, this promo should have been done on day one, not on week 9. Yet I'm supposed to trust WWE and the process of building new talent. Enjoy catering, Mr. Kross. Enjoy catering. I've warned you several times. No matter what you do, you will fall and pray to Bruce Pritchard. you're going to fall and be praying to move back to NXT. And even then, you'll still see Vince and Bruce because nothing will change there either. Bobby Lashley and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. This was the main event of a very desperate episode of Monday Night Raw. 13 minutes. Bobby Lashley beats Randy Orton clean for the WWE title. Doesn't make me want to see the match at Extreme Rules now, does it? Looks like we're getting Big E versus Bobby Lashley, and that is the new plan going forward. So Lashley confronted Riddle, which allowed Orton to attack him from behind, toss him around ringside. Lashley kicked out at a 1 before using shoulder tackles in the corner. Orton dodged a running shoulder tackle. Lashley went into the post. Very formulaic stuff. Seems to happen in all his matches. Orton tried a draping DDT, but Lashley dumped him over the top rope. Lashley went after Orton, but Orton gave him a backdrop on the edge of the barricade before clotheslining him over the barricade into the timekeeper's area. Orton then in a suplex, followed for a 2 count. Lashley responded by driving Orton into the post. Lashley drove Orton into the barricade before hitting shoulder tackles and a neck breaker in the ring for a 2. Orton slipped out of a spine buster attempt, hit clotheslines, punches in the corner, power slam for a 2. Power slam was very nice. Orton hit a draping DDT, went for an RKO, but Lashley shoved him off and hit a spear for a near fall. Orton fought out of a hurt lock and hit an RKO, but MVP helped Lashley get to the apron, which prevented Orton from making a cover. Referee and Riddle yelled at MVP. This should have been a disqualification, honestly, because the referee, clear as day, saw MVP get involved. No DQ at all. Referee and Riddle yelled at MVP until Orton went to the outside and gave him an RKO. Riddle was jumping up and down. Orton back in the ring. Lashley speared him for the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. The match itself was fine, and that was it. I don't want to see it again. I don't care to see it again. After the match, Lashley attacked Riddle and drove him into the post. Then he slammed Orton through the announce table. The table collapsed, and the collapsed table on the way to collapsing hit Bobby Lashley in the knee or the shin. And I don't know if this was supposed to happen or if he's legitimately hurt. I'm assuming this was all done by design to set up the rematch at Extreme Rules. As soon as Bobby Lashley put Orton through the table, he came up limping after the table collapsed on the outside. He limped up the stairs. The referee was asking if he was okay. He had trouble getting in the ring. Big E came in to cash the briefcase. We go to commercial. We got 3 minutes before the show goes off the air at 11 p.m. It's legitimately 10:57 my time. And Big E gets the big ending on Bobby Lashley. Not before a spear was delivered to Big E, which he kicked out of. Big ending. And we have a new WWE champion in Big E. I'm assuming that the limping from Bobby Lashley was done by design to have him complain next week, ask for a rematch at Extreme Rules, get it, and then what? Then what? Is Big E going to beat Bobby Lashley again? Is Big E going to beat Bobby Lashley at the pay-per-view? I don't know. Is Bobby Lashley going to get his championship back before we go to Saudi Arabia and him defending the title against Goldberg, which was already planted? The tease for that's been planted. The seeds have been planted. I don't know. Are we going to get Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg versus Big E in a triple threat match at Crown Jewel? I don't know. All I know is WWE gave you a very forced, unnatural, and unorganic WWE title switch tonight for the sake of ratings. There was zero interest in this show, and they promoted a cash-in, delivered a cash-in in the most desperate way possible. None of it felt special. None of it. All because AEW beat them in the 18 to 49 demographic, and don't be a fool. It has every reason, or everything about it is the reason why they did what they did tonight. Because AEW beat them in the 18 to 49 demographic, they hot-shotted a championship to generate and drum up interest in a creatively dying product on a show that they know no one is watching and no one gives a shit about. Big E deserves better. He may be the WWE champion. You and I may be happy for Big E. But could it have been done better? Yes. That's what I'm stating. It didn't need to happen now. It should have happened already at SummerSlam. If it didn't happen then and it didn't happen tonight, it should have led to Lesnar versus Lashley, with Big E holding that briefcase till WrestleMania and cashing in at WrestleMania, making him the only other guy besides Seth Rollins to do it at WrestleMania. WWE doesn't create moments because they want to create moments. WWE doesn't capture an epic moment because they want to capture an epic moment. WWE thinks they're creating moments. They're not. They create moments out of desperation because of other factors that they are unwilling to blame themselves for. That's exactly why they did what they did tonight, and that's exactly what they will continue to do every time something like this AEW 18-49 demographic win over Raw comes to be a reality. They don't create moments because they genuinely want to create moments. They refuse to take blame for it, and they think by hotshotting a championship, it's going to fix all of their weeks of terrible booking. Sorry, folks, but if you don't agree with that, you ain't looking at the bigger picture. You are not looking at the bigger picture, and you clearly do not have the best interest of the product at heart. I appreciate you guys very much, man. We had 3,200 people in the venue tonight for a Monday Night Raw episode that saw Big E win the Money in the Bank briefcase, or win the WWE Championship by cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Thank you guys very much for all your support, man. 1,500 likes. Unbelievable. Thank you guys very much. Super chats are open, man. Get them on in. Last call is right now. Get them on in. We're going to hang out. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. I'll be back tomorrow again, maybe with an extra. I'll be back live tomorrow night with the rebrand of NXT. Hopefully you guys can join me then, man. It's going to be a shit show. I'm going with LA Knight, by the way. LA Knight is the new NXT champion after Samoa Joe, uninjured Samoa Joe, dropped the title because he was politely asked to drop the title. Also, go and check out Bonfire for your t-shirts, bonfire.com, patreon.com/JD from NY206, and go download Honey, man, honey.com, or joinhoney.com/offthescript. That is joinhoney.com/offthescript. Let us get into the super chats. We got a couple here to go over. As always, I appreciate all of your support every single week. You guys kill it every single time I'm on here, man. Ray Warrior with a $19.99 super chat. Eva Marie brings no value to the show. WWE needs to do everyone a favor and get rid of her. Ray Warrior, I absolutely 100% agree with you and what you say. She brings no value to the show. Why this woman is even employed boggles my mind every single week. D. Bastardo with a $3 super chat. AEW equals fireworks. WWE equals Memorial Day. JD Baby. Thank you, D. Bastardo. Appreciate you, bro. Brian Betancourt with a $20 super chat. What's up, JD? Keep up the work, bro. Also, I'm so torn on the Big E cash in. Enjoy the $20. Thank you, Brian. Akachi Ra with a $5 super chat. This cash in felt forced tonight. AEW effect is real. They are desperately trying to make a wow effect. The only wow for me was the Charlotte doll. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, Akachi. The doll looked better than the actual Charlotte lifelike figure. Jacob Donnelly with a $10 super chat. What's up, brother? Gonna reserve excitement on Big E winning for now. Great moment, but he has hotshot transitional champion written all over him. If he's still champion in 2 months from now, then different story. That's the problem, man. I don't think he will be. Like, why? Why couldn't you wait to have him be a stronger champion after all these months have passed? It should have been about Lashley, Lesnar, and him beating whoever is in that match at WrestleMania. Cash in. Moments. A moment now has been wasted. An epic one at that has been wasted. And I'm not really all that excited about a Big E versus Roman Reigns match at Survivor Series, man. I would much rather take Roman versus Bobby Lashley at Survivor Series. I don't know. Isaiah with a $5 super chat. I only paid attention to the beginning and the ending of this show. Enjoyed Orton versus Lashley and was excited about Big E, though it fell too soon in my opinion. I am glad a lot of people are on my page when it comes to this, man. I really am glad that a lot of people are on the same page. It is forced. It's unnatural. It was desperate. I'm not saying that it shouldn't have happened. It absolutely should have happened. But WWE missed a perfect opportunity during SummerSlam, and now they're missing a perfect opportunity to have it happen at WrestleMania. I don't know why he needed to win it tonight when Lashley had so many other things that he could have been preoccupied with. Goldberg, get through Goldberg, do the Roman match, build the Lesnar match. Did you see his reaction when MVP mentioned Brock Lesnar tonight? Are you afraid of Roman? He asked Big E. Or maybe you're afraid of Brock Lesnar? He asked Big E. You know what Bobby Lashley said? I'm not. Was he supposed to say that, or did he ad-lib that? I'm not. The Greater Good 98 with the $20 super chat. I do not want to see Big E around the New Day. I want to see the old Big E as WWE champion. If he comes out shaking his ass like Kofi when he was champion, Big E's going to be a joke as a champion. Get him away from the New Day. I gotta agree with you, man. The reason I didn't enjoy Kofi Kingston's championship run is because he came out gyrating with unicorn fucking horns on his head and he's throwing pancakes into the crowd. Not really what I want out of a world champion. But the fact that the New Day's back on the show, I would not be surprised to see that type of Big E and New Day celebrating as WWE champion. Lauren Hutton with a $5 super chat. So Big E is going to be on Raw and starting a feud with Lashley. Lashley was treated terribly as champion, but cash-in should have happened at Extreme Rules. No, the cash-in should have happened at SummerSlam, not at Extreme Rules. And if it was being thought about happening at Extreme Rules, it should have been waited to happen at WrestleMania. Love Orton, but main events could have been better. Thank you, Lauren Hunt. Me Wilson with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, man. JD, great review on OTS. I was watching Monday Night Football, so I didn't watch Raw, and I will never watch Raw or WWE ever again. But I will watch your reviews on WWE, but I might check out the Vince NXT tomorrow. Great job. Thank you, Me Wilson. I appreciate you, bro. That NXT show tomorrow, man, it's going to be very interesting. I'm not going to write it off totally, but, I mean, I don't trust Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard. I don't. Joseph King with a $5 super chat. AEW and New Japan in talks for a potential future storyline between the Elite and Bullet Club and possibly a blood and guts match between them. The blood and guts match should not happen until next year at least. No sense in having two blood and guts matches in the same year. And there will be a Bullet Club versus Elite. I just sense that it's coming. And I knew Adam Cole was going to be the final figure in that to really kind of facilitate that moving forward. Rashid Copeland with a $9.99 super chat. JD, can you please explain to my friend Dustin that Tony Khan, regardless of how stacked the roster is, everybody will get a chance to shine? Yes. Tony Khan's not going to have a bloated roster forever, man. Contracts are coming up. He's not going to re-sign people. He's going to let people walk. He's not going to fire people because he hasn't done that. He's not that type of guy. He knows what he's doing. Everybody's going to get a chance to shine, man. The moves AEW has made, they had to make. Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, CM Punk, Malachi Black, Andrade. These are moves that needed to be made. You're not going to advance your product if you leave these people out there. You don't want them going anywhere. And if you have money to spend, then you don't throw money at Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole. What the fuck are you doing, man? Why are you even in this business? Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. The AEW effect is real as it's ever been. Vince is getting really desperate. Not really feeling Big E as WWE champion, just saying. The AEW effect is real, brother. Gotham Guy with a $5 super chat. Do you think Vince will still follow through with a Lashley Goldberg rematch? Maybe dub it the injured ankle versus injured ankle match. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Maybe they realized that they didn't need the championship to get into the Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley match, and that the main storyline was his son Gage. But that doesn't necessarily make it make sense for Big E to win the championship. None of it felt right. None of it. God Tongue with a $5 super chat. New Day versus Bloodline in a 6-man. New Day pin one of the Usos. I think I'm about done watching the Usos and the New Day wrestle. We've been there, done that. Lord with a $5 super chat. JD, please don't forget about me tonight and let the OTS fam know about the GoFundMe. I have surgery number 5 coming up in a few weeks. Thank you, everyone. Bro, I will be posting it and pinning it at the comment section at the top when the live stream is over. I will do that for you, man. Jericho8131 with a $5 super chat. Are you prepared to see Io Shirai running an obstacle course and Seth Rollins mentoring Johnny Gargano on NXT tomorrow? Bro, I don't think that's going to be the case, but I think everything about the old NXT that we've come to know and love is dead. NXT died realistically when Morrow left. The heart and soul of NXT left when Morrow was no longer there. Vic Joseph is terrible. John Solo with a $5 super chat. The Big E movement will be bigger than Hulkamania, and AEW should just close up shop right now. John Solo, you're a complete fucking idiot. AEW should close up shop right now. It's great. Yes, the company that's been around for a 2-year period that just accumulated over 200,000 pay-per-view buys, which made it the biggest pay-per-view wrestling event in over 25 years. And a show that's nearing Monday Night Raw-esque ratings on Wednesday night should absolutely close up shop. Yeah. Sure they need to. John Solo. It's funny that your name is John Solo. You got the IQ of the number 1. Because you're a fucking idiot. The fuck out of my chat. Man of 1,005 holds. $5 super chat. A meaningless cash-in. Build Lashley to face Goldberg. Big E has no story anymore, and Lashley looks like garbage to facing Goldberg. Blah. I don't think anybody has really disagreed with me in this fucking chat. JT Golden with a $1.99. Can't wait for SpongeBob's debut on NXT. Certainly looks like he's about to walk out with fucking Patrick. Lauren Hutton with a $2 super chat. So what will the title match at Extreme Rules be? Probably Bobby Lashley versus Big E after the knee injury. Dom Tinney with a $4.99 super chat. You think they're making moments? They're not. Because this one moment killed several other moments that could have been. Perfectly said, my guy. I know. Thank you, Dom. Jonah with a $10 super chat. I love that there's someone that speaks exactly what I yell at my TV watching this idiotic, uncreative garbage of a show. At least I can rest assured I can watch an awesome podcast at the end of it. Thank you. Anytime. Anytime, Jonah. If I wasn't the way that I was and I didn't express the concerns on this show, I won't be number 1. in the community, man. Everybody wants a little truth. Everybody wants a little fact. How many more times could you watch somebody fucking shill the product and not cover the reality of the situation? Chris Murabito with a $10 super chat. JD really going hard with the baseball references lately. I like it. I'm in your eyes, a shitty Phillies fan, but at least your Braves are doing well. Thanks for always speaking truth. NXT tomorrow should be off. Listen, man, the Braves got the Phillies towards the end of the year, and the Phillies have handed the Braves some big L's this year, so it ain't over yet. Golden Boy with a $5 super chat. Seen on a site today, Sami Zayn's contract is actually up in late December, and Gargano's contract is up December 3rd. Think they sign with AEW right away. Listen, man, you know, once you think you get to a point where you're thinking not everybody could go to AEW and Tony Khan can't sign everybody, here we are with Johnny Gargano. You're going to be a fucking fool to not sign Johnny Gargano. Ani with a $101 super chat. Thank you again, brother. I appreciate you very, very much. Hopefully I answered your question earlier. And thank you for the overwhelming support on the podcast. Ani with the $101 super chat. Golden Boy again with a $10 super chat. JD, thank you for all you do, brother. Bray's contract is up October 30th. I understand non-compete, but does he have to wait until then just to talk to other companies? He's not competing, just negotiating. I'm pretty sure there's been feelers sent out to him. I'm not sure what the real issue is there. I don't think he can negotiate until his non-compete is up because he's still contractually obligated to WWE at that point. And I heard that it's towards the end of September that he's able to work with another company. I think the October 30th date was thrown out there without any... Maybe it is. I have no idea. But Meltzer recently said that it's September 28th, I believe. I don't know. I don't know how true that is. Chris Hassel with a $19.99 super chat. I wouldn't be surprised if AEW Full Gear overshadows Survivor Series with The Rock being there. Full Gear will debut Wyndham and Hangman winning the world title, giving us a Yesel-mania-like moment on that night, I hope. Bro, I don't know where Adam Page fits in. More than likely, he will be back and get back into the fold. But Full Gear may end up actually overtaking All Out as well. With the amount of talent that is still yet to come and the dream matches that AEW has at its disposal, bro, Full Gear is going to be epic. Thank you for $20, brother. Freebird with a $4.99 super chat. I have no faith that WWE can book Alexa Bliss right now. I bet she goes into Extreme Rules and loses in 6 minutes. I don't care about either Alexa or Charlotte, but please keep the theatrics out of the match. It'll be better off for it. Zach Seymour with a $4.99 super chat. Is it me or did Byron absolutely butcher Big E's moment as the show faded out? Just focused on AEW. I'll be at Grand Slam. Cheers, brother. I don't know, man. I wasn't paying attention to Byron Saxton. Byron Saxton sucks. I don't know what he was doing. Who cares? Byron Saxton is awful. He's not the voice I want to hear in a moment like that. And this moment shouldn't have happened on Monday Night Raw. Rashi Copeland, when you talk about loss of identity from NXT to main roster, we forgot about Dijakovic. Yes. Yes, Dijakovic absolutely lost his identity. Anaconda Vice with a $4.99 super chat. JD, you are the GOAT. 3 hours of Vanguard or 3 hours of Raw on a Monday. Which one are you taking? I'm taking Vanguard. Thank you for the heavy grind in the content you've been on. Thank you, Anaconda. I appreciate you, bro. Mr. Premium 2002 with a $4.99 super chat. I joined right when you asked Hologram about his rest in peace Bobby Fish comment. Not going to lie, he scared the hell out of me. Bro, listen, he scared the shit out of me too, man. He scared the living shit out of me. I thought something had happened that I didn't know about. Thank God it was all just a thread about Bobby Fish. Chris Hassel with a $4.99 super chat. Who's the most popular tag team in the industry between WWE and AEW of 2021? The Young Bucks. And the Lucha Brothers. And Jurassic Express. They all exist in AEW. Ace's Adventures with a $5 super chat. Thanks, as always, for giving me something to look forward to Any update on seeing you at Grand Slam? I will not be at Grand Slam. I will try. I don't think that's going to happen. But I will be doing a meet and greet. I will be doing a hangout, a VIP hangout at one of my favorite places in Queens. I will let you guys know about that on Wednesday as soon as I nail down some information on what's going on with Issa, the NYC Demon Diva, and Andrew Zarian. We were supposed to get together and do a little New York City content creators VIP meetup. So we will see what happens with that. I'll keep you guys posted. Wednesday, I should have more information. Carmine Bo with a $10 super chat. I was able to get away from work for a few minutes. Just wanted to drop you a little something and show some love. Keep killing it, buddy. Thank you, Carmine. Always appreciate you, brother. Saints 2025 with a $4.99 super chat. I wish they would merge the tag titles. Then we might get less ugly belts and we wouldn't have to watch the same matches over and over again. I know. Mr. Premium with a $1.99 super chat. Not quite the big ending we were looking for. No. Not at all. There's Issa in the chat. You know, I'm making Issa a mod. I don't know why she hasn't been a mod. Let's make Issa a fucking mod in here, huh? Should be good, Issa. I can't wait. Mr. Premium, yes, it wasn't the big ending that we were looking for, man. Jeremy Lewis with a $5 super chat. JD, after loving WWE for 30 years, it's both insane and sad to have witnessed all of their pro wrestling moments, then to see what it's developed into now. Yes. WWE doesn't create for genuine moments. They create out of desperation. King Mo with a $1.99 super chat. Big E winning was out of timing, out of place. Yes, it was. It totally was, man. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. AEW must be scaring Vince because of the forced title switch. Yes. Of course, that's what it was for. It was because of desperation, because AEW beat them in the 18 to 49 demographic. Jamal Bryant with a $4.99 super chat. Big fan of your content, JD. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mr. Bryant. I appreciate you, bro. Justin Strippin with a $9.99 super chat. You probably talked about it, but don't be surprised if Kofi and Woods win the Raw Tag Team titles. We either get a 6-man tag match or Big E versus Roman and Usos versus Kofi and Woods at Survivor Series. No. We don't need the New Day versus the Bloodline. That's probably best for Big E, but whatever happened tonight should have never happened. That's the problem. Big E should have not won the WWE Championship tonight. Francis Loop with a $10 super chat. Nyla Rose versus Sky Blue in the main event of Elevation, and Anna Jay and Tay Conti in a tag team match as well, as Penelope Ford and the Bunny, as these two teams get ready for Impact's women's... whatever you were going to say. I don't know, man. I don't watch Dark. Fuck Dark. There's too much shit going around that I have to pay attention to, man. Dark is the least of my worries. CJ Voorhees, 93 with a $5 super chat. How long until Woods or Kingston turn on Big E? Definitely a WWE thing to do. I'd love to see it, actually. Maybe we get it. Francis Loop, 10th Tag Team Championship, the most prestigious women's tag belts in North America. WWE and NXT Tag Team belts are completely worthless. As long as AEW doesn't get women's tag team titles, they are absolutely completely unnecessary. Ricardo Linnell with a $10 super chat. AEW lives rent-free in every room of Vince McMahon's head. Vince has the IQ of a PBR. Listen, man. PBR? I mean, if you drink PBR, bro, holy shit. You got some fucking evaluation to do. I wish I could say Vince would change the product, but it seems unlikely. Thank you, Tribal Chief of the IWC. Thank you, Ricardo. Justin Striplin with a $9.99 super chat. I'm happy for Big E, but was not a fan of how they booked his Money in the Bank cash-in. It should have happened at SummerSlam, but instead they did it on Raw, all because they were desperate for ratings. Jeffrey Dahmer with a $2 super chat. JD, can we be friends? We have a lot in common. No. Gavin Deeth with a Australia Mite $5 super chat. On Lashley versus Big E, this feels like Luger versus Hogan. Luger wins on a random Nitro, only to lose it back to Hogan 2 weeks at the pay-per-view. Certainly feels it to me. JD23 with a $4.99 super chat. I immediately checked my phone when you read the chat about Bobby Fish. Like, what the fuck? Yes, I got scared too. Also, Rollins at WrestleMania 31 is an example of how a cash-in should be. Yes. Yes. Also, Francis Loop with a $5 super chat. They're protecting Roman Reigns again. Roman can't beat Lashley, but he can beat Big E. At Survivor Series, Lashley is legit. Roman is protected. Difference. They have something called Brock Lesnar as an ace up their sleeve, Francis. The match could have been great and ended in a no contest because of Brock Lesnar, setting the foundation for Lashley and Lesnar. You got to think outside the box, man. You can't be doing this, let's go with this one because it's an easier opponent for Roman Reigns. People want what we saw on Friday at SmackDown. We know WWE could book shows like that, so we need to start booking shows like that. Metalhead for Life with a $9.99 super chat. Leaves me a super emoji con saying #1 fan. Thank you, brother. Edgar Estrada with a $50 super chat. Hey, brother, damn, thanks for being so damn funny tonight. Your channel is the best in my subscription box. Appreciate your grind. Lee it up. And never change a fucking thing. Prayers and shout out to Hula Grim. Let's show him some love. OTS fam. OTS for life. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you, man. Everybody loves Hula Grim in the chat. And Notorious Heels Podcast, $4.99. Yo, JD, send in love, bro. Appreciate what you did for us. Love you. See you doing what you do best, bro, is the best. Or is the least I could do. Listen, man, you don't need to thank me for anything, man. You guys don't have to thank me for anything, man. Go check out the Notorious Heels Podcast on YouTube, man. It was great meeting you guys at the meet and greet. Guys, Wednesday, I will be announcing some meet and greets in New York City. Details. Hopefully it's Andrew Zarian as well. But right now it's me and Issa, so we will be doing something in New York City, and I will be live tomorrow after NXT to talk about the new era of NXT behind Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. Guys, thank you so much for everything. #1 in the community tonight, as always. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and follow me on social media, guys. But I need 2 things from you right now before I jump in the Mustang and get out of here, man. I need those guitar emojis in the chat. And then I need that music. Once that guitar solo kicks in, man, I need that music on max. I'll see you guys tomorrow back. It's Bruce and Vince's turn to run NXT, and I'm expecting a complete shit show. I'll see you guys live in the venue tomorrow for NXT. I'll see you guys later.